I knew my end goal was to play college football for the University of Utah. But I had to create a map on how that was going to happen. And there are a lot of things that were side things that had nothing to do with actual football. So one of the things that I was going to have to do to be able to play college football at the University of Utah is I was actually going to have to be a student at the University of Utah. So I had to enroll and I had to first get accepted. So here I am training for 2 years. And at some point, I now actually have to enroll into the University of Utah, and I was literally praying that the school would accept me. I had to fill out their whole application and why I'd be a good student and all that good stuff. So then, just to play college football, I knew I had to have a trainer, train twice a day, get in shape, get ready. But I also had to apply for the University of Utah. Got accepted. I was thankful. So now all I had to do now at this particular point was get my eligibility with the NCAA cleared. And they do that in 2 ways, academically and athletically. Now, athletically, I was totally cleared because I never, ever went to college full time. So it never started my athletic eligibility clock. I went to the University of Utah for 1 class for 1 quarter to kill time before I moved to London, England to pursue hair. So athletically, I was golden. However, academically, here's where the hiccup came in. Because I was 39 and graduated from high school at the age of 17, over that period of time, the NCAA has changed their academic requirements 3 times. So they're now requiring kids who are going to high school today to take classes that didn't even exist when I was in high school. So obviously, academically, when they pulled up my transcripts from high school, they informed me that I was missing classes because those classes that they were required today didn't even exist when I was, in high school. Had I gone to college back when I graduated from high school, I would have been good to go because I academically and athletically would have qualified. But because it's evolved and changed 3 times since I was in high school, academically I did not qualify. So then I had to go through this whole process where I was trying to get grandfathered in to the old academic rules. I remember asking the gentleman, what classes would I need to take? Not that I'm going to go back to high school at 41 years old, but I was curious at that point, what classes do I need to take right now to make it academically, to make me academically qualified to play in the NCAA? And, he gave me the list, but then he informed me, but just so you know, you only have 12 months after you graduate from high school to, make this up. So you've passed that deadline. So the NCAA basically became the uncontrollable roadblock that inevitably was the cause of my failure in that goal. And oftentimes we'll have that, right? If you think about it, let's just say you had a goal to drive from Toronto to Hawaii. You could go in your car from Toronto all the way west, but the minute you hit the point of the southern tip of California, or maybe if you want to go lower into South America, there's going to be a point where you have an uncontrollable instance that's going to basically create that goal from happening, right? You're not going to literally be able to drive to Hawaii from the U.S. to, or from the mainland of the U.S. to Hawaii. The ocean's going to be your uncontrollable reason for failure. Well, for me, my uncontrollable reason for failure back then was the NCAA. I fought the NCAA for almost 3 months and unfortunately didn't win. I was very confident that I'd be able to talk them into figuring out a way to grandfather me in, but at the end of the day, they just wouldn't do it. So, you're going to have goals that you're going to set that sometimes out of your control may be difficult or impossible to eventually hit. But what I knew is the best way to achieve that goal was to create a roadmap and to find mentors who can lead me and guide me down the way, like John Madsen, like Tango, like Elliot Dole, some of these guys that I trained with who then mentored me along the way while I was training with them. So that was one example of how I had a goal, I created a roadmap, I had a time frame. Unfortunately, that time frame didn't happen from 39 to 40. I had to, I still realized that at 40, I was not ready to compete with, at that level, and I could gauge that by the kids I was training with. So I had to, that's why I took it to a 2-year process till I thought I was ready to then, attempt to do that thing. So sometimes the goals get pushed back.